And there's our theme song. Steve, how you doing, dude?
My man, Bill, I'm doing well, and this is an interesting episode we're doing tonight, is it not?
Yeah, I think it is because this is our first recorded in front of a not live studio audience
Right.
that we have done. So yeah, we're pre-recording our episode tonight. So please, if you want to leave comments in the little chat area or leave us some comments, please continue to leave comments. Just realize that we're not actually live here tonight. Um, yeah, we've got a couple of things going on tonight, which is the reason that we're pre-recording today's episode for you guys. But a couple of
Yes.
things before we get started.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody's watching and they have not gone to ZenBountyWars.com, it's a little pre-sign up page that we have set up. And if you sign up there, it's basically just to get like a quick early bird notification of when the campaign goes live. But by signing up at the website, and if you back the campaign, obviously, you would also be the only collection of people that will receive the two-sided signature card by both Steve and myself.
That is correct, and it's an awesome card, and people have been signing up. But if someone is watching and listening now and hasn't as yet, I suggest you do it now because the card is going to be quite collectible. It's going to look great, Bill.
Yeah, it's gonna be limited. It's only for the people that are signing up. It's a big thank you for signing up super
Right.
early, like we've set it up on the site, and it's just to get a quick little notification, and it's free. It's obviously if you support the campaign and you back on any level whatsoever,
Right.
except for the PDF only, except for the digital only people. How does that work, Steve? Are we going to also send a card to the people who only buy a digital version of the book?
Uh, you know
I hadn't
that's
thought about.
yet to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
determined, but my thinking would be yes.
Okay, all right. That sounds like a plan. And you know what? And there's no obligation. So if you sign up,
Right.
you're eligible to have the card if you back. And if you sign up and you end up not backing for some strange reason that you just don't want to back, I can't imagine why.
Right.
Because you can get a bunch of different little levels just to try it out. If you haven't heard from Zen or if you haven't heard of Nira before, sign up anyway. So that way your name is on the list, and if you do
Exactly.
support, you'll get the card. You get the card. So let's see here.
So, Bill,
Yeah, here we are.
why don't you explain why, for the first time, we're doing this as a pre-recorded live stream?
All right, we're doing this today as a pre-recorded live stream because tonight, Sunday, and for anybody who's for Sunday, February 18th. This is when we're recording this for
Right.
our normally scheduled live show. Tonight at 10 o'clock, we will be having a launch party for Nira X Dark Seas number 2, and I'll show you a quick little peek at what
Yeah.
that is. These are some of the variant covers, including Cat Mouse. Her piece is off to the right. Got Nira as a mermaid. That's really cute.
Yeah, that is.
You got Thad Rhodes' amazing digital art, which, by the way, he's been doing these digital pieces since way before AI ever came out. No AI was actually used in the production of his cover. I always have to say that because
Yeah.
AI is kind of a touchy subject nowadays, and there's so much of it out there that you don't know what is what. So just want to let everybody know that Thad did actually spend hours and hours of his blood, sweat, and tears actually creating that piece digitally.
Right. And he's also going to be doing an amazing alternate cover for Zen Bounty Wars, correct,
Yes,
Bill?
absolutely, he is. Yeah, absolutely. I'm really, really looking forward to that because he's going to knock that just out of the park. And then there's a piece on the bottom that you'll see Nira there with her wings kind of popping out. It's a piece by an artist named Tony Moy, and then you've got the Bill Mouse covers off to the left, of course. So just a
Yeah.
quick little sneak peek. That's what's going on live tonight, so that everybody knows what's happening, what's going on.
And
So
that's at 10 o'clock Eastern,
10
10 p.m.
o'clock.
Eastern,
Yeah,
which is when we normally do the live stream. for Bounty Wars, which is why we're pre-recording this today.
Exactly, exactly. That's exactly what's going on. So yeah, man, let me throw on some little background music, and we could talk about Zen now for a little while because we're
Yeah, oh,
working.
absolutely. So uh, tonight, Bill, I think your goal is to complete the coloring of page 1 of Bounty Wars.
Yeah, I think we're going to get this done enough. At the very least, the goal right now is to finish this panel right here. We're going to work
Right,
on
the
this
last panel
panel.
on the page,
Um,
right.
and just like any piece of artwork, sometimes when you're looking at it, you want to go back and touch up. Like I'm going to do little things to this background, to this land atmospheric little background. So I'm probably going to go back and touch up little things. But it's all about watching the process, and the process is not over until you see the paper book in your hands. So it's always go back and touch up little things. But we'll start working on this panel. And let me see. Let me create a.
Yeah, Bill, I've gotten a lot of comments via email and social media. People are really jazzed by watching you do this colorization process like in real time.
I'm really happy that people really that they're enjoying that
Oh
because
yeah,
a lot of times this is the part of the process that you don't really get to see, which is one of the reasons
that we're doing
that,
this.
that we're doing it in the first place. And then this was actually Steve's suggestion that we actually do this part of the process also during the live show. For that exact reason, it's like
Yeah, it's funny. Every once in a while, I come up with a good idea.
yeah, just for the past 30 or 40 years, you're fine.
Yeah, it's
You got a
it's
pretty good
pretty
record.
crazy, crazy ride. Yeah.
But also, it's another reason that I'm doing it like this. You got the camera actually pointing down at the screen instead
Yeah.
of me projecting the screen seamlessly onto your computer screen. Is so that you can actually. It's all for the purpose of watching the process.
Is this
So
part of the process called? Is this the masking part, Bill?
you know what? It is the masking part, but instead of using the masking tool, I'm actually painting. I'm using the color as a mask.
Okay.
So what I'm doing is I'm drawing a little border around the edge, and I could do this a whole lot faster. There's a couple different methods that I could use a whole lot faster, but sometimes I do it the slightly slower method, like this. I'm painting it in little by little.
Right. So, in other
Because
words, there's a specific tool in your toolbox called the masking tool, but you don't necessarily have to utilize it when you're doing masking.
right, exactly. Because what I could do is I could take the masking tool, draw a box because it's just a panel. It's just a square box. It'd take two
Yeah.
seconds to draw a little mask around it real quick, and just fill it with a color. But I'm
Hmm.
kind of killing time a little bit because I'm thinking to myself, what colors do I want to use? What am I thinking about? So it's almost like you're sculpting in a way. So is that way as you're chipping away, see I filled it up with the one color,
Hmm.
and now I'm gonna lock that mask. I'm gonna lock the color in so that way whatever I do with it, it's gonna be fine. It's not gonna get messed with no matter how I paint on it. It's not gonna bleed out to other
Hmm.
areas.
But is it correct that masking is always the first step in coloring, or is that a step you can avoid if you want to?
You can avoid it, but it all depends on a couple different things. It depends if it's a little tiny detail that I'm just going to paint in, then I'm
Hmm.
pretty sure I'm not going to change later. I draw a
Hmm.
lot of masks, especially when we're working for clients for storyboard, because something might change.
Right.
So like I'll go in like with a small brush right in here, and like there's no mask on his face right now. I'm just gonna
Right.
draw in where his eyes are. I mean, I'm just doing this for an example, making
Gotcha.
his eyes orange. But you see that I'll go ahead and paint in his eyes, and with no mask, and I might go in with a different color and paint in this part over here. So I'm not
Uh-huh.
drawing masks for those little individual things, especially if I think I'm not going to go back
Yeah.
later and have to change them. But there are a lot of here I go. I'm just gonna double tapping here so I can undo what I did. There's a lot of situations that can come up where you might have to change things later. So, like for instance, if the background, like I might decide to do something completely different with the background. So I'm going to keep the background separate just in case
Okay.
I want to change it up. So what I'm doing right now with the background, I'm going to choose like a little orangey yellow kind of color.
Right.
And
Bill, I thought, just to clarify for people who may not be familiar with it, you said when we're doing something for storyboard,
oh yeah,
uh,
yeah, thank you.
what,
Yeah, please clarify that because I'm talking like people know what I'm talking about.
right, right. Storyboard Graphic Novels is a company that I established nearly 13 years ago. It's a company that people like screenwriters, producers, directors, even actors
Mm-hmm.
give us screenplays, and we convert them, as it were, into either comic book series or go straight to the full length graphic novel. And if people want to check that out, it's storyboardgraphicnovels.com, like
Exactly,
one
exactly.
word. And the company has been rocking and rolling for nearly 13 years now. And Bill,
We've been busy for quite a while. Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
Bill and I and a bunch of other artists, around the world, actually work on this process because Bill couldn't possibly do it all.
I haven't cloned myself yet to do everything.
Right, but you, in another sense, you can do everything because you pencil, you ink, you color, and you letter. And I don't know all that many artists who do every bit of that process. They usually, they may not do the coloring or they may not do the lettering, but you do everything.
Like
A
little bit of
true
everything.
Renaissance man, Bill.
Well, sometimes, by necessity, I sort of, I didn't really set out to do a little bit of everything, but there's always something that comes up that requires, you to know a new skill. And thank goodness, because I've learned enough stuff that if I just need to letter a book for somebody, or if I need to do something specific for somebody that is outside of the normal, just drawing my own stuff, then I can
Right.
do that. So yeah, I'm very grateful that I'm able to do that. So
So back in the day when you were, before we met, and you were working with Don Chen on Parody Press and then Entity Comics, even way back in that day, were you
hmm
able to do all of those processes?
I was doing all of those processes, just not as efficient. I've gotten better over the years. Put it that way.
Well, we should hope so.
Yeah.
you know,
So back then I was. I think everybody was paying me to get better. Is kind of like my take on it. So
right.
so I'm very very grateful for that.
Now we just pay you to, remain good.
Remain good, and also keep on learning some tricks.
Oh, sure, of
Keep
course.
on figuring out some things.
Well, everyone's always evolving. Although I guess some people devolve, but we
That
try to
happens.
put
That
the
happens
emphasis on
too.
evolving,
Yeah.
right?
Well, you keep me in practice, so
Yeah,
that's actually super important. Because if I did stop doing some of those things for a long time, some of these things are not like riding a bike. You just can't jump back on into it, and
really.
because a lot of the programs that we use, they all get updated and changed around, and so nothing's exactly the same as when you were doing it back before. Here you go. So I did some background here. Here you go. See, I accidentally I splattered some paint over here, but it doesn't matter really
Yeah.
because I'm going to cover that up with other things. So I'm just letting you know that I'm moving on to a new layer, and I'm going to paint some happy tree trunks.
Oh, this would be cool.
I'm working my way over to Zen.
Talking about you know the evolution of your art and your coloring specifically. While you're doing that, I
Uh
just
huh.
want to show on my side of the screen here
Oh
a
yeah,
little
yeah,
bit
yeah.
of the coloring you did. So okay, so recently, we did the L'Amour Supreme Kickstarter, which was successful, and we're in the process of sending out the books and the other items that came with it, like collectible cards and metallic art prints, and even this flocked blacklight poster. But in any event, a lot of people who've already received the book have written to me, raving about it. And this book was done in 1995, right? That's quite a
Oh,
few
yeah.
years ago.
Yeah, some
But
history.
even back then, Bill completely colorized it, right? So
Oh yeah.
this is coloring you did in 1995, which holds up to this day. I'm gonna pull out a couple pages and show. Like here's the first page of the book. Now, Bill, you colorized this. You
Yeah.
colorized Lamore's work
I am all
back
over
in
this book.
1995, right? I'm going to show a couple of more pages because I think the coloring was just magnificent here.
Thanks, dude.
And here's a page I particularly like. Zen's in a bit of an extreme state here, but he does survive it, as you might suspect. But look at that color. Fabulous, right? So, Bill, this is just a continuation of a process you've been doing forever.
And I feel like Zen Bounty Wars is like, it's kind of cool that it's like I'm accidentally involved with the Lamar book after all this time, you know.
Oh, yeah,
Not,
there's
not
another
not
great page.
necessarily accidentally, but the fact that we timed it for Zen Bounty Wars to be the next book that we're promoting after that book came out. So it's kind of cool
Yeah.
that I was involved in both of them.
And Lamore himself complimented you and everybody involved in the process because the book came out amazing looking.
That's
And
cool. That's super cool.
yeah, and there's so that process we'll finish fulfilling all of the orders. I'd say within a week's time, and everybody
Oh,
will
nice.
have it.
Oh, you guys are actually cooking over there.
Yeah, we're cooking, but what are we only about a month away from launching Bounty Wars, right?
Yeah. That's gonna be coming up actually really soon. That's actually a quick amount of time.
Yeah.
So, but I'm looking forward to it. Though. I've been chomping at the bit to get this going. So, and
Well,
we've got
you're launching tonight.
Mhm.
You're launching tonight the Nera Dark Seas issue number 2, right?
Right.
Kickstarter. And then within a month, we'll be launching this. So you're a busy guy.
I'm a busy guy.
Yeah. That
But you
paddles.
know, a busy comic book artist is what I've always wanted to be. So you won't hear any complaints from me. So
No, you're flat out busy. I mean, totally.
So I'm just giving some of these trees just enough of a texture, enough of something interesting to look at, so that way they're not just plain brown trees.
Yeah, it's just coming along great. So maybe next week, maybe we'll devote that one, and we'll be back live then. That would be lettering.
Yeah, we're gonna letter next week, and the lettering. I don't know how long the lettering will take as far for a live show, as far as like getting through just one page.
Yeah.
So we might do some lettering, and we might actually do some penciling on the next page, but we'll definitely be doing some lettering.
Because you're very fast with the lettering, right?
Well, it's faster to letter than it is to draw, so I'm just kind of like, I can't really gauge how much time in my head it's gonna take to.
Well, we'll find out, won't we?
Yeah, we're gonna find out together. So.
Yeah, that'd
But
be cool.
that's what the show is all about, right? Is all about experiencing the process.
Right, and then we'll have one fully completed page, which we'll put out in social media as well, of course, as people seeing it on the live stream, because it'll be great for people to see exactly what this is going to look like.
Exactly. Yep. Totally agree. All right, so now I'm jumping into a brand new layer. I got some tree trunks. So I work from back to front, typically. I might bounce around a little bit, but typically from the furthest thing in the panel, working my way over to the closest thing in the panel. So now that I've got some background, I got some tree trunks and some leaves. Now I'm going to work on Zen. Eventually, there's this rock that's right in the middle here, and then in the foreground is our bad guy. It's our lizard dude that he's actually hunting. So that'll be the next little bit that we're coloring.
I'm going to show another page that you colorized, but I'm going to show it not just for the color itself, but on this page. This is a page in the Lamore Supreme book that relates to Shy Girl.
Okay? Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah.
And what I don't think it's been announced yet publicly, but I can't talk about it. There is a Shy Girl graphic novel that I believe in 2024 First Comics will publish. This is a book that Bill and I worked on, based on the character that L'Amour Supreme and I created, and it's a 200-page story. It was originally published in 2 black and white volumes
Right.
back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
but now it's going to be collected into one 200-page volume, with the addition of the fact that it's been completely colorized. Talking about colorization, right, Bill?
Exactly.
And when I know the release date for that book, I'll announce it. But that's an important project. It's pretty much the origin story of Shy Girl.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and Cat Mouse is actually doing the colors for that book.
Oh yeah, and it's looking great.
And yeah, I'm looking forward to her finishing that one up. So that's gonna be really good. So you see, I'm not really drawing any other separate masks for all these little pieces. I don't think I really need it, because they're just little bits and pieces of suggested color, because he's kind of like coming out of the shadows.
It's so cool. Yeah, I'm hoping also over the next few weeks to have some other guests on the show. And I've spoken to the Ewan twins, John and Matt, right?
Awesome.
And they're comic book creators themselves. First Comics publishes their books that include like Love Town and Inspector O. Okay. And with them, I co-created another book called Serving Soups. But those 2 guys are very interesting because they're also actors, working actors. And folks may have seen them in an episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yep. I saw them. I thought that was super cool. And
a good few years back, they were in Observe and Report with Seth Rogen. And so they're very involved in First Comics now. In fact, they're deputy publishers. Okay. And I've asked them to join us on one of these shows. And I'm sure over the next few weeks, or certainly prior to launching the Kickstarter for Bounty Wars, we'll get them on the show. And they're just cool dudes, and we'll have a ball with them.
Yeah, we're gonna have fun, dude. It's gonna be awesome.
Oh yeah.
All right, so I got Zen back here in the shadows coming out. Give his belt just a little bit more, a little extra shading, and I might go back in and do a little extra. But I'm gonna go ahead and lock that layer in. So that's him for right now. And it's like something, and here's another thing. It's like I'll go back sometimes. Let me sample this little brown right here, because he's leaning up against this tree. And I just think it would be cool if there was a shadow coming off of that. So it kind of gives it just a little bit more dimension, just having a little bit of shadow right there.
Wow. The nuances, it's
little touches. It's usually the little things, yeah. All right, let's jump into. Yeah, we're already at 25 minutes. I gotta hurry up.
Yeah, you got 5 more minutes, and then
got 5 more minutes before this.
Let's see if you can finish this, or more or less finish.
It's gonna self-destruct and. There you go. Let me block in this rock real quick, so we can block in this bad guy's tail. And again, it's like I could be when I'm coloring without people looking over my shoulder, as it were. I bounce back and forth between tools like really, really quickly. Like I might be drawing a mask with a masking tool, but then I'm also masking with color, and I'm also it's just whatever feels more comfortable in the moment,
Well, it's totally a creative process.
It totally is. It really is.
Look at that.
All right, so spin this thing around. That's the thing I like about. By the way, for people that are that are asking that haven't seen what we normally use for our coloring. I used to use Photoshop. Photoshop has always been my heavy lifter. But
But what's
lately,
this one?
for the past few years, I've been using, as far as just the coloring. I still put everything into Photoshop and do a lot of all of my setup and all of my lettering and all that sort of stuff with Photoshop. But
Yeah.
this is a program called Procreate. I'm not sponsored, by the way. Procreate, send me some money. We're like pumping you up. But I use Procreate on my iPad,
I
which
think you said in a prior episode that you can purchase the entire Procreate program, like what we're watching, for like an extraordinarily low amount of money.
oh, it's cheap. It's literally it's so worth it. And even if you haven't tried it before, you just want to give it a shot. I mean, it's like a $20 or $30 thing, and
It's amazing.
They keep on giving you the updates for free. So it's like it's a one and done purchase. Clip Studio, which Kat uses Clip Studio, she swears by Clip Studio.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I just didn't feel like learning yet one more painting program.
Wow.
Like, I'm already filling my brain with so many different techniques and stuff. It's like, all right, let me do what I'm good at.
Yeah.
But
Well, you're good at a lot of things, Bill, I have to say.
thanks. But yeah, it's the with Clip Studio. I think for Clip Studio, I know for the iPad, it's a subscription. With Photoshop, that's a subscription. So I give Photoshop money every month for the rest of my life if I want to keep using Photoshop.
Right.
So the fact
But
that I can give,
Procreate, you buy it once for something ridiculous like $30 and you own it.
yeah, you own it. That's it. You got it. So it's
Wow.
and they still give you updates. Yeah, I thought for sure that at some point they were going to charge me for like the new version of it or whatever. That's how they would make their money afterwards.
Right.
Was okay. We came out with the newest version of Procreate, so we're going to charge you another $30 to get the newest version. But they were giving everybody updates for free. So I'm just like, oh,
Sounds like a great company, I got to be honest with you.
no, it's great. That's like if you can get everybody in the world to spend $30 instead of trying to get 100 people to spend
Yeah.
$1,000, you make a lot more money. So.
Yeah. I'm sure millions of people are using this program.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. There we go. Let's see if I got this guy locked in or not. Oh, see, I didn't lock him in. He's still got an open area over here somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there we go. At least now we can.
Oh, that's cool.
So now we can see where the guy is at.
Yeah.
It always comes together in the last couple of steps, See, I didn't lock my layer in, so I painted green all over the place. Okay, now we're good.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're good.
And Bill, you got assuming we're going to keep this to 30 minutes, you have 30 seconds left to finish the paint. Just joking. We're not that pissed off.
No, I got to get it done. I got to do it.
But you did that entire panel during this episode, and it looks amazing.
And there's a lot yet to do with it. I'm going to put some underlighting underneath the tail so you can see it like looking cool and stuff. And like it's all about just making it look cool, man. It's like,
oh, it looks really cool.
So yeah, so that's how we're looking for right now. There's our panel for today.
Fabulous. Right at 30 minutes too, Bill. You did it.
Right at 30 minutes. Holy crap. So if anybody's watching this live, this is only 30 minutes. I'm sure that we're still live doing the Nira X thing on the other YouTube channel. You'll see the link on my Facebook page. My Facebook page is over at Bill Mouse Art, one word, or you can go to bill.mouse. And on any of my socials, we're going to have the link for the live stream that's going on right now over on Pop's channel on the Madness Network. That we're having our live launch for Nira X, and then we're going to see you guys again next week, Sunday. Sunday we'll be live again.
Yeah, we'll be live. Thanks, folks. Thanks for joining.
10 o'clock. All right, we'll see you guys.
Bye-bye.